What's up, everybody? Jed Johnson here from DieselCrew.com. Of course, you know they call me Napalm. Well. We've arrived. Video 31 in the 31 days of Q&A 2022 here at the YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody who watched this month, who gave videos thumbs up this month. I want to welcome all the subscribers. And especially, I want to thank everybody who took the time to leave a comment, either asking a question for the 31 days of Q&A or weighing in on the topic, giving your opinion, and playing along with the discussions. This was quite successful. I do appreciate everyone's help. And the channel grew a little bit this month. Not tremendously. We didn't get it to 15,000 subscribers like I would have hoped, but I don't really know what the realistic expectations would be for something like this because I never really paid attention. But I think we were up like between 100 and 200 subscribers during the month. So I really appreciate it. This last question is fitting for the last question because it's going to bridge between the last year, 2022, and going into next year, 2023. And it comes from Clint Ziegler, one of my coaching clients and a real good friend of mine. And his handle is Lifty Zig here on YouTube and I believe on Instagram as well. So he wanted to know what my favorite accomplishment was from the year, as well as my goals for the new year. So it's real easy for me to identify my favorite accomplishment for the year. But what I did is I went through the whole entire year of all the videos that I've uploaded. And I'm not going to say I got them all, but I got the ones that I think are probably the most impressive. So I'm going to cover my favorite as well as the most impressive ones that I feel I accomplished this year. And I've written down some goals for the year to come. So I came into this year with several goals. One of them was to clean the inch dumbbell again. So I had not done this since November, I think 4th of 2018. I had a grand opening here at my gym, and I was originally planning on pulling a fire truck out here on Main Street. However, it was a cold day and it was very rainy, and I kind of figured it would be unsafe to try to do that, and the last thing I want to do is get hurt. So instead, the crowd that came to watch, I invited into the gym, and I did a mini strongman performance. And one of the things that I did was I tried to clean and press the inch dumbbell, and I was able to clean it, I think twice left-handed and once right-handed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the bell up to the overhead position on that day. But I believe that made me the first person to ever clean the inch with each hand. And I don't think anybody had ever done it twice or even 3 times in the same day. Well, I started training the inch clean very hard at the end of June this year. And I got my first clean in the 3rd workout trying this on July 12th. So that was cool. But the thing that I'm most happy with is on July 28th. I got another one on July 28th, but on August 2nd, this is the deal. I did 4 left-handed cleans in 1 workout. After doing this, I reached out to all the people that I could think of that I can easily contact, and I asked them how many they had done, and most of them had only done 1 clean, and never more than 1 in the same workout. I think Jesse Pinnanen was the only one that had done multiple cleans, and all of his touches body. So I have never been able to do a clean where it actually touched my body. So when it touches your body, it's called a continental. Now, I'm not saying he used his body as assistance necessarily, but it's pretty apparent he was not able to do it without it contacting his body. All of mine never contacted my body. They're ugly as shit on the catch. It's not pretty. It's not pretty like my ones were in 2018 where it came like all the way up here. A lot of them hit me in the shoulder. So I've got work to do on the technique. And I am disappointed in myself that I wasn't able to perform the full clean and overhead lift of with the inch dumbbell this year. And as I record this, it's the 29th, so I do have 2 more days or 3 more days to work on this. But the chances of it happening are kind of slim. Excuse me. But I'm happy because I was already the lightest person to ever clean it at about 255 back in 2018 when I did it. And when I did it this year, I was under 240. I looked and I don't think I actually weighed myself in those videos, but I was under 240. So ultimately, I'd like to be the lightest person to ever clean and press it. If Ben Helms continues on his warpath with the inch, he's doing it at like 223, so it's gonna be tough, but I might actually be able to hold it for a short time. Some other stuff that I'm pretty happy with was I got down to 228 this year and really didn't lose any strength at all. And the last time I was that light was in 2013, and I lost a lot of strength on my body lifts. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the strongest I've ever been right now. I think I am grip-wise with the exception of grippers, but my body strength is not at all where it was when I was like 26, 27 years old. That's probably when I was the strongest ever. But I'm maintaining pretty good strength being in the 105 kilogram class. And I competed in 2 contests in a row, 2 weekends in a row at 230. Which is under the 105 kilogram limit. Some other highlights from the year: I did 3 sets of 10 double overhand no hook grip with 405 on a deadlift bar, and it actually got featured on Ryan Kennelly's YouTube channel. I invented the both ways, and the both ways, I guess I originally called it the 2-way. But both ways is if you have a combination feat, say inch dumbbell and blob, you pick it up with the inch in one hand, blob in the other hand, and then you switch them around and pick them up again inside of a minute. So that's something that I came up with this year that I'd never seen anybody do before. I did double Impossiblob or Impossiblock. It's a hex head block weight, half 115, and I did 1 in each hand. Nobody's ever done that before. I won the inch high pull event at Worldwide Grip Battle. I pulled the 200-pound inch higher than anybody else even pulled the 172 inch. I completed an inch lift with a beer chug, and I tried that years ago, probably like 2018, and I couldn't do it. So I was able to do it this time, and the inch was not braced against my leg like I've seen other people doing with inch combo feats, where they brace it hard against their leg in order to get assistance. I'm not saying it never touched my leg. It might have grazed my leg, but I was not pulling that thing into my leg. I got the longest double inch farmer's walk of my lifting career. I started at the doorway as close as I could get to it. I went all the way down to the last mat, and I set them down because I had no more mats to carry them on, so I could have actually gone further. So that's roughly 60 feet as I look at it here. I came up with the 405 rep out, where once we were done with our work sets, we would do as many reps as possible, touch and go, double overhand no hook grip with 405 on the deadlift bar. And I think I got up to 16, if I remember correctly, but I couldn't find the video. I know I did 13. Released multiple grip products this year for the first time in several years. I think the last time I released more than one grip product in the same year was 2020 during COVID. And I was just able to focus on that part of my business this year, and I released multiple grip products. I tied my all-time axle PR, double overhand axle, with 423. That was not weighed, that was just the nominal weight. What the plates are supposedly weighing on the bar, all added up, 423. And really in the past, I don't remember if so I'm thinking around the time period 2011, I generally say I got 423, but I can't find the video anywhere, and I'm not sure that it was a good lockout that would have been given a down call, at least in a strictly officiated contest. But this year, when I did 423, and I did it in 2 different workouts, they were good, solid holds at the top. I lifted the Man Enough, which is like an 88 pound drop. So it's a block weight, and I did it with 5 pounds added. Some combo feats that I did a 200-pound anvil plus 6 tens. I did 200-pound inch dumbbell plus Blobzilla. And I was also the first person to ever snatch a Fat Man blob. And it was a nice, good, solid, legit snatch. It wasn't a press out or anything like that. I wrote a bunch of people to see if anybody else had done it. Nobody knows if anyone else has done it, so I think I'm the first person to ever do it. I did Fat Man plus 10 pounds, which probably more people have done more than that in the past, but that's what I was able to do. Zach Mullins invented a feat this year where he would pick the inch up, transfer it to the other hand, and then bend down and pick up another challenge item. So he didn't really name it. I called it the Zach Mullins Special, if you want to find the videos. And I was able to do that with the inch dumbbell, transferring it hand to hand, and then lifting the Fat Man up, Fat Man blob, which is original style York 100-pound block weight. And I also did the Zach Mullins Special transferring the inch from one hand to the other and then picking up Blobzilla. I then tried to go a step further, transfer the inch, pick up the Fat Man blob, then set down the inch and transfer the Fat Man blob. I tried that twice, but I didn't get it. I did double red pill, so I believe I'm the first person ever to do that. Thank you to Alan Hynek for letting me borrow his red pill for several years. It's been here since at least 2019, I'd say. And then I also did double red pill with 2.5 pounds added on each red pill. And the red pill weighs about 55 pounds or so. And I can't believe that people ask me if a block weight that I'm lifting is pounds or kilos. Like, how can you possibly think that's kilos? That's 110 freaking pounds. Credit where it's due. I asked Timmy how he got chalk to stick to his red pill. I used his method, and that was huge in enabling me to do the double red pill, as well as the double red pill plus 5 pounds on each one. It was real cool to find out that I set 3 world records on the 2x5 Napalm Nightmare Pinch. I set 1 world record last year at Gripmas, and then the first of my 3 this year was at Gripmas here at this gym, and then I broke it twice at the Napalm's Nightmare World Championships the following week. So those are some of the highlights from my year in grip this year. You know, there may be some other stuff that I did that was impressive, you know, setting PRs and things like that, but I didn't highlight them here in this video. I know people have asked me about doing like, you know, going and pulling the videos all together for like a highlight reel. I just don't have time for that, guys. This is the best it's going to get. Now, I want to talk about goals for the coming year, 2023. I would like to complete the clean and press of the inch dumbbell, and I would like to be able to do it on multiple inch bells. So what I mean by that is my Sorinex bell is a little bit light. It only scales at 168 and some change. So, you know, some people are going to see that and put an asterisk by it. So ultimately, I'd like to be able to do it with that bell, but then also be able to graduate up to one of the Selene bells that I have, which are at least 172. I think they might even weigh 174. And it would be cool to be able, once I'm able to do that, to get it for 2 reps. So what I mean by that is I would clean it, put it overhead, set it back down, clean it again, and put it overhead again. That would be really cool because I don't know of anybody else that's ever done that. I would like to do a parallel set close with a number 4, and I have at least one really light number 4. It's a 196 pound rated gripper. And if you don't understand how grippers are rated, then I've got half a dozen videos that show what that process is all about and what the numbers mean. Yes, it's pounds. Yes, these are the numbers we use in Grip Sport. No, I don't care what the manufacturers or the vendors of the other grippers say their grippers rate. We use these numbers. I'm really close at lifting I'm closer than I've ever been at lifting the half 145 Legacy York blob, which is called Gigantor blob because Brian Shaw named it that. He was the first person to lift it. I just broke it off the ground a week or 2 ago, so I'm hoping to continue my training on that, get better at it, and eventually lift it to lockout. From there, the goal would be to transition to training for the half 150 Legacy, which is the Shaw blob. Again, Brian Shaw was the first to lift it, only person to lift these 2 blobs to lockout, and it's called the Shaw blob. Come on up. Come on up. It would be really cool if I could travel to Brian Shaw's place this year and make an attempt on the blob medley. And if training is going well enough and it's late enough in the year, then maybe become the second person to ever complete the blob medley. It's on my list to do a 100-foot double-inch farmer's walk. That would not take place until it gets warm because I cannot do 100 feet here in this gym. I don't even think my hallway with the tiles on it is long enough to cover 100 feet. So it would need to either be outside on the sidewalk or outside in the back grass area or out in a yard. But that would be cool. There haven't been a lot of 100-foot double-inch farmers walks. I don't know what the record is for farmers walk for distance, but there's been a handful of people that have done 100 feet. Any competitions that I do this year, I want to continue doing so at the 105 kilogram class. That is because I want to keep my weight down and stay healthy and stay in better shape, look better, feel better about myself, stuff like that. And that's definitely the case when I'm at around 228, 230 pounds. Not going to say that I'm going to walk around at that weight all the time. If it's necessary to cut off a few pounds right before a contest, I'll do it. But I'd like to maintain a body weight under 240 all the time and then compete at 105. Just that would be the motivation there is just health, really. And plus my numbers I don't sacrifice any strength. My numbers don't go down at that weight class currently. So that's why I want to keep doing it. This year I want to win nationals and get my belt back from Jason Dingy and become the United States champion. And then always, every year, the goal is to win King Kong. I did it in 2015, and I've tried to repeat, and I've been stopped every year since. Lots of top 5 finishes. This year I was 2nd place, which is, I suppose, something to be proud of, but for the work that I put in, I was hoping to finish better, and the goal is always to win. I don't want to compete and finish 2nd, I want to win. So those are some of the goals that I have, and I'm looking at the 2 sets of 55 kilogram plates. I didn't think to put that on there, but I would like to do a set in each hand to become, I don't know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I'm not sure how many people have done that already, but I know I haven't, and my right hand is always lagging behind. So I've been training that recently as well. And among other things, I'm sure there's going to be other things I end up trying and putting up. Luckily, a lot of the cool combination feats that I've put up are featuring challenge items that I am able to maintain strength for at all times. So a lot of times when I'm about to enter the feating part of my workout, I will contact Chaz Strange and Zach Mullins and my guys Luke Raymond, Evan Norton, Clint Ziegler for ideas and inspiration on combination feats to try. So a lot of times, whatever they say, I can generally do one at a time. It sometimes takes me a little bit to do them two at a time, but generally the stuff that they challenge me with, I'm able to reach. The only exception to that so far has been the 200-pound inch in one hand and the blob father in the other hand. I tried that in one workout and couldn't quite pull it off. So that'll be on the list of things that I want to knock off. And I'm sure nobody's ever done that before, because only I think me, Brian Shaw, and Jesse Pinnanen are the only people that have ever lifted the 140. So, things like that will pop up. And before I forget, I want to thank one person, because they really helped me out this year in getting some of my fire back, and that's Chaz Strange. He came up in September, and I believe September, and it could have been October. I wish I knew better, but a lot of things this year, when I think back, when did they take place? For some reason, I assume they were in September, and it ends up being they were in October. So, whatever, my memory's screwed. But basically what happened was, he was going to be up in the area, and he asked if he could come by. And I said, sure, let's do it. So he came up on Thursday, and we had a great session, did some cool stuff. And then he came up again on Saturday, and we had another good session. And, you've seen the videos that came out of these sessions. Some really cool feats went down, and I feel like it lit my fire again. It got me interested in doing feats again, and it's been another whole chapter of challenges that I can do for myself, and it breaks me away from the monotony of training for contests all the time. So, after King Kong, I was I put up a video where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to start doing in the future. I don't know, I might have touched on the term of retirement from grip contests, and it would make sense that took place that would have taken place in October. So maybe Chaz came up in November. I don't know when it happened, but it definitely made a difference for me, and I thank him, because what turned out to be just a session or two together when he was up in the area ended up being something that's really motivated me and helped me to breathe some life into my training again. So thanks to Clint for giving me the suggestion to cover this. It was cool to look back and see what I had accomplished, some of the stuff I kind of forgot about. And like I said, I'm sure there were other things that were cool that I missed, that I scrolled past, or maybe there were things that I did that I put up on Instagram and I don't remember, because I didn't look on Instagram, or maybe I uploaded them to Facebook. I certainly didn't go down through Facebook. But it was a good year. I'm happy with the year, and I'm in better shape this year than I was in 2021, and definitely better than I was in 2020. And on top of being in better shape, I feel better, and my lifts are up. So there's really no way for me to be unhappy with the way things are going. So again, thanks for the support to those guys. Thanks for your support, everyone watching. Thanks for taking part in the 31 days of Q&A. And I've got more questions left, so I do plan on doing more Q&A videos here on the YouTube channel. I'll have to name them something different, but stay tuned, because those will be coming out. And if you have more questions you'd like to see asked or answered, then go ahead and leave them in the comments section. Just remember, I don't cover things on programming, training stuff, as far as grip. If that kind of stuff is on thegripauthority.com, guys, and you're doing yourself a disservice by not joining thegripauthority.com. Thank you to the 5 or 6 people that joined thegripauthority.com this month. You're going to see some great stuff on that site. It's going to help your training out big time. And one person even did a lifetime membership. So I just can't say enough. I appreciate the support of my business,
and that ends up, supporting me and my family, and especially my daughter. So thank you very much, and all the best in your training, everybody. Give it one of these. Happy New Year.